Today we're taking a look at the Ezra V3 SNV4 Pro version from Superneox. And from the moment we saw this lightsaber in the Ahsoka series, I absolutely fell in love with it. It is the perfect combination of both a traditional saber with a lot of modern details, which you can see in the beautiful silver finish on it. You have gorgeous black and bronze accents. I absolutely love the emitter switch on here. And as you can tell, there is a huge nod to Kanan Jarrus's lightsaber on here. So let's go ahead and grab Kanan's saber and do a little bit of comparing. When we see Ezra building his saber in the Ahsoka series, we learn that Huyang actually helped Kanan build his very first lightsaber as a Padawan. And we see him grab the emitter section and give it to Ezra, letting him know that there were only two of them, and you can see both of them here. So the original was put onto Kanan's lightsaber, which is absolutely cool. This is the first time we ever saw an emitter section like this in all of Star Wars. And Huyang saved a second one, which then ended up here on Ezra's V3 lightsaber. So I love that we get to see Ezra's progress from being a Padawan training with Kanan and having his very first blaster saber to his version 2 lightsaber, which was very much his own, to now having a part of his master with him as he carries around his new hilt. Let's come in for a closer look to this lightsaber. As I mentioned, we have this beautiful silver finish, and one thing that I really like about it is it's more of a matte finish. It's not like a high chrome, so you don't get fingerprints on here, which I love because there's nothing worse than taking a saber out and having to wipe it down all of the time. You have these gorgeous black accents. Here on the handle section, it's kind of ribbed, which makes it really nice for holding. It's a nice grip section on there. You have really cool kind of bronze accents on here that look like they were just metal plates that were drilled in. A D-ring on here to put it on your lightsaber belt clip. And of course, the Kanan-inspired emitter section on here. I do love that there is a little bit of a difference here on the kind of hand grip area. So you have this beautiful flat section on the top, and then you have this ridge down here. And one thing I really enjoyed about the saber is when you pull it out of the box, this whole section up here is kind of like a build it yourself. So you have that montage in Ahsoka where Ezra is pulling out the drawers and grabbing his parts and assembling it. And you get to experience that yourself as you are putting it together. So in the box, you will have, of course, all the parts to put your actual lightsaber hilt together. You also have your toolkit over here, which has your Allen wrench, blade plug, screws, charging cable, everything you need to make this bad boy function. You'll have your display stand, and I really like these because they're just very simple and clear, which doesn't distract from your lightsaber hilt when it is on there. You will of course have your Neopixel blade. This is the 7/8 version, which you guys know I love. It is brighter, lighter, so very nice to have in the hilt. And Superneox has a couple different manuals now. So we all are used to the product manual, which shows you how to use all the features and functions of your lightsaber. But now with the new SNV4 Pros, you can app control everything on your hilts. And they actually have an app operation guide to let you know how to install the app on your Android or iPhone device and how to use all the features on there. And if you lose those, no big deal, because inside the box you will also have a card with a QR code on the back that you can scan. And this will take you to their website, which will give you everything to install the app, how to use all its functions, how to pick a lightsaber. There's so much awesome information on there that Superneox has included. Now let's go ahead and take a look at all of the features available on the Ezra V3 lightsaber. We are going to be using the ForcePark V2 app in a second to control everything. But before we do, I want to show you my favorite feature, and that is the gesture control where you can just twist your hilt and ignite the lightsaber. I love this feature because it makes you feel like you are a Jedi or Sith and you are just wielding the Force, which feels amazing. Now in the app, you will have all of your features, so you can go ahead and power on your saber from here. But the first thing I want you guys to do is head to the data modify section down here and power on your saber. Now I already adjusted mine, but you'll probably notice that the tip isn't ignited all the way, and it'll look something like this over here. And if it's not going all the way, you're just gonna wanna adjust the slider up until you see it reach the very tip of the lightsaber. That way all of your features appear where they belong, like your drag effect. So in here, you're gonna have all your different features like I mentioned, so we can power it on and check out our blaster, lockup, we'll check out our stab, and so many more. You can also come down here and cycle through different blade colors, and there are infinite possibilities, because if you go into this data modify section again, you can come to your color palette, and in here you can literally pick any hue that you want. So if you want a lime green, you can totally do that. Pretty cool. If you want a hot pink, you can do that too. And all the colors on there. But if you want to stick to those standards, you can do that right here in the switch color blade section. So we'll go back to our blue. Now down here underneath that, you will see your sound fonts. This is going to be all of your different characters that come pre-installed. And the cool thing about these sabers is they do come with an included SD card, so you can download and install any character that you want. So let's see some of these that we have on here. Now, if you want to customize your saber even more, you can head down to the switch blade effect. So right now we have our standard blade effect, which is a solid color. Now check out what happens when you cycle through some different ones. This one is one of my favorites because it's just like this awesome gradient of infinite colors of possibilities on here. Now you can also switch the boot effect. Now this is going to be how the saber actually ignites.
Hunter ignition. Cross ignition. Phaser ignition.
So many different ways to ignite your saber and really make it feel like your own. So yes, you have the different character fonts, but if you want to make it your lightsaber, you can absolutely do that by adjusting all these little things. And then one thing that I really like on here is you can adjust the volume of the lightsaber. So if you are at home and you're wanting to do a little bit of spinning, you can go ahead and turn it all the way down and mute it. That way you don't hear anything. Or if you're like me and headed to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge for a lightsaber meetup and you don't want to annoy people with blaster effects and music blaring through, you can adjust that down so it's a little more attainable for situations that you are in. As you can see, the Ezra V3 is not only beautifully designed, but is packed with tons of amazing features. And if you want to add one to your collection, don't forget to use our code Falcon over at Superneox to save 8% on your purchase. If you guys enjoyed this review, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to Falcon Squadron for more. And if you guys want to see the coolest lightsaber ever, check out our review of the Ronin, which comes with an epic lightsaber blade. You won't want to miss it. I'll see you there.